The Trevor Jackson Podcast.
I'm ecstatic about this show. I have one of my friends, longtime friend on the show, and she's getting into the podcast game.
I'm
You know,
trying. I'm
you
trying.
you'll be in the game. It's light work. It's just your conversation to me is immaculate. Like I like talking to you. You always have an objective perspective on things, and 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 you're talented at the way you present questions that that challenges people to think before they react so they won't say anything foolishness. So I'll be excited when you start releasing episodes, man. I know I will be. And I want to contribute to helping you evolve. But how you doing on this beautiful day though?
I'm doing good. I'm doing good. Thank you for having me.
That's what's up. That's what's up. How, like I know you're in the A.
Yes.
How the A been treating you?
Ever since I moved away, and I've
Mhm.
been gone since '08, '09, it's
Mm,
actually been a breath of fresh air, I can honestly say.
yeah,
You can really honestly see Black people thrive.
that's
Black
what I
people
like.
thriving.
That's what I like. I
Hmm.
like seeing black people in professional settings. Because where we
Yes.
grew up at, man, in the K or whatever, that's 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 hard to see. But it is people that's
Hmm.
thriving in professional settings at home, though. But it's far and few when it should be a multitude of people thriving, not just uncle such and such down the street who went to college 30 years ago. I want to see youthful people thriving, old people thriving. And that's what I
Hmm.
like about Atlanta. And I'm in Charlotte too. So I like that about living in metropolitan cities that you see more people like us thriving.
And
For
that's
real.
one thing I can say that I like too, is because you can come here honestly and have nothing. It takes a vision and a dream. And I've seen people come here with nothing and just fully thrive, including myself. Like when I came here, I really left Knoxville with nothing, pretty much. Just me and my kids. And I can honestly say, me being a younger Black woman,
Hmm.
and I don't have a college degree,
Hmm.
I've probably outdid a lot of people
You don't got a
with
college
college.
degree?
No, I never finished. I have a year and a couple of months left if I chose to go back, but I
Yeah.
let my focus be something else. But it's not too many Black women that you can say that don't have a college degree that can make six figures.
So I got a question to ask you since you said you don't have a college degree, because I always thought you did.
Mhm.
How do you learn to speak well like you do and how you conduct yourself, like you conduct yourself in a professional manner? How did you go about doing that, and how did you learn that? That's my
Well, it's as simply as this. Um, you always want to be in a room with people that are way more intelligent and smarter than you.
That's
And
true.
sometimes we go into these rooms, and because we're ignorant to the fact, we like to run our mouth to make it seem so we can take away what's truly there.
Yeah,
But what I found is, in order to play the field, you got to learn how to get in there. You got to learn how to be quiet. You got to learn how to listen.
yeah,
And that's really a lot of what it is. It's just truly listening.
that's
And
true.
sometimes we as Black people, we get caught up in this color thing.
Mm.
And when we get caught up in black, 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 and we choose not to see anything else, it actually hinders us a lot more than what we think.
Yeah, because it's more than just us, and that's something that I've been working on, like myself, as not just identifying with the race only, because to be honest, black really don't even exist. When a person say they black, now that I'm becoming more knowledgeable at stuff, it just means that you don't know your heritage, you don't know where your people originally from. And you can do those blood tests or something now to find out where you're originally from.
Mhm.
But even not just black, even white, that means you don't know where you're originally from or your people are originally from if you identify with that. But I like what you said though, man. Like
You
you
have
have to
to.
go in those rooms where you can learn, no matter if you got the college degrees and all of that old type of stuff, man.
You got to be able to be in a position where you're uncomfortable. If
Yeah.
you are used to being comfortable, then
Mm,
9 times out of 10, as a person in general, you're not going to thrive. And
yeah.
that's not just in the working field, that's just in general, because your mindset and the way that you think is going to change when you find yourself in uncomfortable situations.
Yeah. That's true. Now something. Now we talking all educational, but we catching up. Know what I'm saying? Catching up.
Yes.
And, like I came to have you talk to me about the viral moments and the foolishness that's been going on, so we could just have some.
Lord Jesus. Okay.
But what before we get into the topics at hand of the
Hmm.
foolishness and the things that the questions that you've been posing on social media, it has
Hmm.
been so interesting. That's why I wanted to invite you on the show because I've been having a ball just reading your post and reading the comments. Like the comment section be going crazy in your stuff for some reason. I don't know now, but why I wanted to talk about some of these topics. Like, what do you think about people always viewing themselves as professionals in relationship conversations? Is that what your podcast will be about too? Like, will it be trending topics or will it be a lot of relationship talk?
Um, for a lot of you that don't know, I'm MJ James on
Mhm.
Facebook. That's my name is Let's Talk. Um, I just like to talk about topics that may be uncomfortable. It could be relationships, it could be talking
Fine.
about financial things, it could be talking about kids, it could be just talking about just general topics that we all go through on a daily basis. Because I like to talk about those things that make us feel uncomfortable.
Okay.
So, and to get different opinions. So, I'm not looking to gear a podcast to one thing or another, because
Mhm.
I do believe in, yes, we all like the tea. We all kind of want to know what the tea is,
True.
but we all need to educate ourselves on some things as well.
That's
And
true.
sometimes, as women, we need to hear from men the things that they're looking for, what they're not looking for, the things of how we need to have a mindset if we're looking to go in a certain direction,
That's
and
true.
vice versa. Some men may need to be told from women, like, yo, let me give you a little bit of
Mhm.
advice
Oh,
from
yeah.
a woman's standpoint. We are two separate species and we
Yeah.
think totally, totally different. So a lot of times we're not going to see eye to eye, but we can be understanding to each other.
That's true. I agree with that. So your podcast is going to be now me looking at your post. You say a lot of interesting things, and you post a lot of
Mhm.
interesting things. So it's going to be all over the place. Whatever is of your interest at the moment.
That's it. That's it.
Will you be uh having other individuals that you interview or conversate with, or will you be doing stuff alone also? Because I like doing podcasts alone just to get my thoughts off sometimes.
Do you? Me, I'm more of a people person.
Hmm.
So it will probably be geared around having other people, because I like to not necessarily debate, but I like to have that conversation of going back and forth and say,
Hmm.
okay. And then at the end, we can agree to disagree, but I like to get that extra feedback from others.
Okay. Well, we're gonna have to pull up one of these topics now. Then, since we're gonna have a we're gonna we're gonna give our perspective of this topic. Tyrese was recently on Shannon Sharp's show, and he was
Hmm.
talking about his divorce and how he feels about being alone and should people be alone. I'm gonna play the clip. I'm gonna give. No, I want you to give your take first, then I give my take.
Okay.
All
Okay.
right.
Nobody needs to be alone. Nobody should be alone. This concept of being alone is bullshit. Because most of your favorite female singers that are out here singing this song are going home to their man, their fiance, or their husband. Whether you know it or not, that's on you. You believe that toxic ass shit. That's why you're filling up the arenas with it. Nobody wants to be alone, sir. No man. This is biblical. Companionship. Look it up, non-biblical people. So I was not devastated when my divorce ended. because I wanted someone or something to be with me. I got married because I wanted to do it for the rest of my life. Because I loved the way I felt and what I had in my marriage and my family. It became a world within a world within a world. And it was a world that I had never experienced prior to that. Honeymoon, love, beauty, magic, everything, my brother. Fucking up there with the Care Bears. Floating, bruh. My God. Some shit that
It was everything that you thought it would be.
I'm saying some shit right now that's so foreign. Like, what is it? If you get rid of the vibrator and the poodle, you'll understand what I'm talking about.
Okay.
What'd you find funny? What'd you find?
The last ending part, because he said if you get rid of the vibrator and the poodle, then you'll understand. And I can totally 100% agree with him. We humans are not meant to be alone. That wasn't what our creator, since we're looking at it from his standpoint and God, we weren't meant to be alone. That wasn't our purpose in life. Now, if you need to heal because you have whatever your traumatic issues are or past relationships, then I can understand taking that time for yourself. But when you take that time for yourself, you also need to make sure that you choose differently and wiser. You will hear a lot of women, and I can agree with him again. You will hear a lot of women say, I don't need a man. That's bull crap. You need a man. And you need a man just like a man needs a woman, because we need somebody to balance us out.
Facts.
You cannot sit up here and say that you don't need that individual. Now, what may be tending to happen is you could be looking for that love or that companionship in the wrong direction. So it gives false hope.
Or you can have the wrong mindset about what you're attempting to have in a relationship. You might not want the relationship or the person or the union. You might want something from that person that you are. You might feel as if you don't need a person because you need to heal from something previous. I'm sorry.
No, I totally agree. And that's why I said, if you take that time to truly understand who you are, then absolutely, I can understand that. But you're not meant to be alone forever. That's not what humans are. So we need that love. We need that compassion. Looking at it things from a woman's standpoint, we need that leadership in a man. We need to be able to have someone to follow. That's how we thrive in our feminine world. When you don't have that, then you tend to have more of a masculine trait, which it can be a little bit hindrance in how you get a mate. So I think that society a lot has made us all feel like, oh, especially women, oh, we can be so independent, or we can have equality. Well, no, that's not what it's meant for. And to be able to have a person and not all these things and objects that people use, it's a totally difference, because you're building a world for yourself with no emotions. So a lot of people do not understand that either. Like, sex toys, I get it, it's all out there. Okay. But when you tend to use those things on a regular basis, guess what?
You lose
You're
that.
losing your emotional attachment. You are. But people don't look at it like that, but that's truly what it is.
I like that you said the word follow, because it's biblically that men supposed to lead, and it's perceived in the world that men are supposed to lead. But we're living in a time where things are changing, like financially. Women are up. We
That's
have
true.
a woman that I am I wrong by saying I don't know if she's black or not black, Kamala Harris, running for president. And women are up right now. Women has educated themselves, and women has evolved and put themselves in a position where men, all we wanted to do was be rappers, thugs, drug dealers. As black men, I'm just speaking. Drug dealers, rappers, hugs, internet sensations, and all of that. And we stopped educating ourselves. And now the only thing that black men is doing is contributing to the prison industrial industry. That's what I
Mhm.
think. That's what our main
Mhm.
contribution to America is, going to prison and funding the prison system. And
Mhm.
women are evolving,
Mhm.
going up. So how it, how can a man lead if he's not leading financially? That's a question to you. What is the multiple ways he can lead without being financially up
Well,
over the woman?
well, one, we got to take a step back
Yeah.
because we have to ask ourselves, what are we looking for in a mate? Are
Hmm.
you looking for a boyfriend? Are you looking for a husband?
Hmm.
Because that, in a sense, is going to change a lot of the perspectives. If you're looking for a husband, then a husband, and I think I posted this this topic too. A husband is a provider, and a provider, which a lot of people think very simple minded, it means financial.
Yeah.
That is not what a provider is. A
Hmm.
provider is a person who can help mentally, physically, emotionally, and spiritually.
Hmm.
However, I think sometimes a lot of us women, we have an expectation
Hmm.
of what that is. And that's why a lot of us stay single.
Hmm.
We don't get married because we living in a fantasy.
Yeah.
So if I'm looking for a husband, I have to say, and I've been in this situation myself where I've made well more than what that man has made.
And
But
that's
just
normal.
because,
That's
and that's
normal.
normal, it's normal in today's society. It's
Hmm.
normal. But I still have to learn how to fall back. Just because I make more money, that does
Dang,
not mean
it's a
I've
skill.
raised, I can just run my household or
Hmm.
our household however I feel.
That's true.
So, but that's the difference of understanding what you want in life and what this man is going to be to you. Now, if he's just your boyfriend and y'all are not even remotely trying to go in that direction, then I'm gonna tell the sis, hey sis, run your stuff how you want to run it
And have fun.
and have fun.
That's all.
But
Have fun.
that's it. Have fun. Have fun. But if you're looking for a husband,
Mm-hmm.
then just because you make more money than him, in which, let's face the facts, 9 times out of 10 in a household these days, if a woman is truly on herself, she's gonna make more than a man.
That's
Then
true.
you have to learn how to follow.
Black relationships and black
Yeah.
relationships. I would say 7.5 times out of 10, the woman
Yeah.
is going to make more money. But
Yeah.
what I want to say, because I'm glad you started talking about marriage, because it goes on into the next topic. But I'm gonna give my take, and then I'm gonna try to smooth it
Okay.
on into the next topic.
Go
I
for it.
like what you were saying about marriage, and money shouldn't be the end all be all, because the thing that I notice about my wife, she probably don't want me talking about this, but I got to do it.
Then you
Uh,
shouldn't do it.
I'm gonna do it. I gotta do it because this could help some women. If you gotta know that your mate is looking out for your best interest.
That is
Women
true.
ain't used to that.
But
They
hold
always
on. Let me say this though. Let me pause you for just a second on that.
okay. Get
You as the man have to make her feel comfortable. You as the man have to make her feel comfortable. If you're
yeah.
not making for her feel comfortable, she's not going to get into that femininity, and that's just what it is.
And when she's not comfortable, she can't evolve. Like, I don't even want a partner that I'm not contributing to their evolution as a human being.
And
Me, I
that's it.
want you to know that this nigga got my back. I know he got my back. If don't nobody on this
Hmm.
planet got my back, and you know what that does to a woman, it gives her superpowers.
That's it.
That's how I feel. It gives her,
Hmm.
but I don't know. I don't know why I said my wife might not want to know that, but me to tell nobody that. But I think women need to hear that though, because if you know
Yeah.
that he got your back, he gonna give you superpowers. But on to the marriage topic.
Hmm.
Now, I don't understand this. Like 40 years, what would a man have to do if you was married to him for 40 years for you to divorce him at 65? That's a long
Well,
time, man.
it's a long time, but I would tell you like an older lady at 70 had
Mm-hmm.
told me, and what she said to me was she was married, she was 70, so she was married more than 40 years to her husband. And they
Mm-hmm.
had like four kids, I think 4 or 5 kids. And she said to me, in 5 years, she's leaving her husband. I said, 5 years? I said, why? That was my question too. You done been married all this time. This lady, 75 or whatever years of age, and you
Mm-hmm.
decide to leave. She said, you know why? She said, because I was the wife. I said, okay, explain. She
Mm.
said, I was pretty much there for my husband and my kids, beck and call for years
What's
that
back?
I never,
I don't
go ahead,
understand. I don't understand back and
meaning, meaning she cooked, she cleaned, she
mm,
ran here with the kids. She, anytime he needed her to do something, because they had several businesses, she was there. She,
yeah,
I mean, she was a true partner,
right,
that
yeah.
she did everything that he wanted to do.
Ooh.
She did everything that her kids wanted to do,
Mm-hmm.
because you got to think they're in their 70s, so they got married very, very young.
Mm-hmm.
So times were a little bit different. So she never really got time to find herself as a woman, as a person.
Yeah. Now it's time to retire from this nigga.
And basically, look, and basically that's what she said. She was like, I got me a 5 year plan. I'm moving to Cali. And she was already, when I had started talking to her, she was already probably like 3 years in. She was like, I'm moving to Cali. My businesses are virtual,
Mm.
and I'll fly back every now and then. She said, I'm gonna go live me in a 1 bedroom place.
Yeah.
And I want to do my last years of what I want to do for myself.
My choice. I got the chance to choose.
That's
My
it. That's it.
choices is big. We're gonna talk about choosing your choices too, because I
Yeah.
got a clip about choosing the choices. I think you know what I'm talking about, but 40 years is a long time, Monica.
Yeah. And I asked her, I was like, well, did he cheat on you? She was like, she told me, hell, I don't know. I don't care. But she said, not to my knowledge. She said, but I have to live me for me. And I
Yeah.
think that's a lot of us. We get caught up into, eh, uh, what's the
Mm.
word? We just get caught up into everyday life of doing everything that everybody else wants us to do.
Repetitiveness.
Yeah, that we don't, especially as women, if it's we're stay-at-home moms, or you end up having multiple kids.
Yeah.
You typically find dad is always working,
Mm-hmm.
mom work schedule changes,
Mm-hmm.
mom gets the kids when they sick, mom
Yeah.
has to hurry up and make sure she gets home to make sure dinner's ready, put the kids down,
That's
wake
tough.
them up, make sure they, so I she did a lot of those things. And after a while, and it's especially if you don't feel appreciated,
It's time to go.
it wears you down. It wears you down.
Now, I'm gonna play this clip. We got the characters at the bottom of the screen too of the clip that I'm about to play. Judge
Okay.
Mathis' wife filed for
Mm,
divorce recently, and he was on TMZ. I just made the clip of this, and this is what
hmm
he had to say about her filing for divorce 40 years later.
All right. I want to ask.
I'm not good, rather. It's the worst days of my life. How about that?
Okay, well, I'm sorry to hear that. I wanted to ask you, with news of the separation, how are you holding up?
Not holding up very well. I would say the other man. Maybe I'll be an example for other men, cautionary tale. Don't neglect your wife. See how I'm here at the airport now, flying out, as I have for 40 or for 25 years. My wife has been third, serving the community, taping my show, having fun with friends. That's what happens, guys. Never be too busy or never have too much fun beyond your wife.
So I do want to ask, the date of separation is listed back to July 17th. Has this been coming for some time now, or was it something out the blue?
Well, ever since we started taping here in LA, I committed to staying home more and making my wife more of a priority. But as you see, I haven't. I'm still here on the road doing the same thing. And in terms of going out into another city. But I was gone for 3 weeks. That's what July 17th meant.
Would you say you two are in a good place right now, or able to maintain a friendship, or?
Oh yeah, we're still in the same house and we're maintaining a friendship. And I'm trying to get my wife back.
I got a question to ask you before though. I want you to remember what your thoughts was about that video. But uh we echoing for some reason. I don't
I
know
don't
why.
hear it.
Okay.
Mm-mm.
Uh what I want to say is that what's the balance between letting your partner do what they love to do and needing them at home, making sure that home is good? As a woman though.
It's very difficult. You have to find a balance, and everybody's balance is different.
Hmm.
Um, I know for me, I think I run myself raggedy, just to be honest, to make sure that everything within my home, my family life is met. Um, but it's everybody's different. It depends on what your goals in life are and where you want to go. I know for me, for a long time, my kids were my first priority. They
Hmm.
were my first priority, no matter what. And now they're all grown, so it can make things a little bit easier, but
And you
I
had
can
to put
honestly
them
say
over
I
you,
ain't had no freedom.
you
I
have to put
ain't
your
had no
kids
freedom.
over yourself at times, don't you?
You do all the time.
Ooh.
It's a constant change. Um, because they have needs and wants that are far more than what we could even imagine,
Mhm.
especially during these times and ages. And you have to be willing to change and switch it up because it's not easy for them either.
Yeah.
It's not easy for them. But I can honestly say, and I don't even mind saying this, me having kids young, I had to realize really quick what was important to me
Mhm.
and the way that I wanted them to see life.
Yeah.
Now it's up to them. All I can do is put
That's
it
deep.
in front of them, but it was totally up to them to what each and every one of them took from that.
Mhm.
But like I said, I'm just now getting to a stage in my life to where it's like I can live my life for me. So
Mm.
you have to think, um, I'm in my 40s, but almost 30 years, I had to devote my
Oh,
time to
yeah.
nothing but my kids. So for me, I never had and I never understood what a balance of life was. So
Mhm.
I'm learning that as of now.
That's a beautiful thing to me to be free at the age you are now because I never had kids. And people are trying, it seems like since I got married, people are pressuring me, wanting me to have kids and stuff because I never had them, but I don't want to be 65 at the high school.
Well, and that's something that you have to understand. Don't get me wrong, kids are blessings. That is a true statement, but
Yeah.
kids are a damn headache too. Let's call it for what it is, because they're gonna put you through some stuff.
Yeah, I know.
And they're gonna put you through some things that you look at them like, where did you get this from? Where did you learn this from? How it,
Mhm.
you know, but they will. So you have to be prepared for that mindset.
A lot of
You
people told me
it's
that when they had kids, it was a blessing. It blessed them when they had kids. It was hard at first, but initially, but through on down the line, the kids brought blessings into their life.
Well, I was sitting here telling my boyfriend, just yesterday, because he always looks at these kids that are like 10 and 12 or 9, and some of them 15 or whatever. He'll be like, "Oh, they're good kids." How do you know they're good kids? They haven't even experienced life.
Yeah.
I said, most people will say, oh, you know what? Oh, these kids are good because they can say yes, ma'am, and they can say no, sir, and they can do all these types of things. I said, for me, when I know that I've been a good parent, it will show when my kids have to take care of me.
Mm.
I I don't care nothing about them being good kids right now because you can, as a parent, you can only take them so far.
Yeah.
But as we age and we become get older in life,
Yeah.
your kids are typically the ones that take care of you.
They are the
Are
ones.
them are they gonna put you in a nursing home, or are
Yeah.
they gonna be right there to make sure you know what my mama's staying in my household, even though I know it may be a little bit difficult. I know it may be a little bit burden, but we need to figure it out so that
Yeah.
we don't have to put her in a nursing home,
Yeah. Because
or we need to figure it.
yeah.
Go ahead, I can hear.
Nah, I was just saying. I'm listening to you. Kid. Continue on. I was just saying. Yeah.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
crazy.
So
Having a
yeah,
family in a nursing home.
because it's a circle of life. So when I feel like my job of a parent has truly been accomplished, it's
Hmm.
when they have to take care of me. And
Hmm.
when they have to take care of me, and I don't mean just coming and visit me at the nursing home. No,
Yeah.
I mean truly taking care of me.
Going to
Then
get
that's when
things that I need.
that's
Take
it.
care of me.
That's it. Taking that quality time and just sitting and coming and talking to me.
Hmm.
Those are things that it's going to really show me. I'm not worried about them bumping their heads right now. I'm not worried about them going through life because guess what? I did too.
Yeah.
People my age, we've all done it. It's about once you bump your head and you come out of that, and now it's time for you to step up truly.
Hmm.
Let's see how you're going to really thrive in this world, and let's see how you really going to take care of your parents because your parents took care of you.
That's true.
That's what I want to see.
Hold on.
That's
Hold
what
on.
I wait on.
I gotta give you some hand claps.
He said wait on it. Yeah,
Wait a
that's what I wait on.
I gotta give you some
Mm-mm.
hand claps because that's being responsible. That's being accountable. And since we talking about accountability, we're gonna move forward in the show. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
Because I don't want to keep you too long. We almost 40 minutes in. I don't want to keep you past the hour. I know you got business to handle and things to take care of. But since we talking about accountability and being accountable in relationships with your family, your parents, uh,
Mhm.
your mother, I want to play this clip with Dr. Cheyenne Bryant. She been viral lately. You know what I'm
Man, when
talking?
I'm telling you, she giving people the business.
She been
I
viral.
love it. She's giving people the business.
Okay, let's play the clip then. Accountability.
Of accountability, but I hate the way it's thrown around because accountability isn't something that I can just tell you, Nick, you need to be accountable.
Like, all right, I'm accountable. And then
Right?
what?
And then what? And then what if all you know is how to say, I'm sorry? What if that's the extent to your capacity of accountability?
How do you actually become accountable for more than just saying, I'm sorry, or yeah, I'm guilty, or I did that? Where does the real repentance occur?
I love that. Accountability isn't just, I'm sorry, it's a plan of action to shift or pivot in a different way next time around. So really, I don't need an apology from you for you to be accountable. So you can be accountable on your own without saying, I'm sorry, right? Because accountability shows up in our next engagement where we encounter the same circumstance. I see you do a different action. That's accountability.
Don't repeat the same offense.
That's accountability.
I got all of these clips from her off of your page also. I created these clips from your page. And
Hmm.
I have another one where she went crazy on Cam Newton, but accountability though, Monica, you spoke about it from a family perspective. What does accountability look like in a relationship to you?
Well, one, we all can do that cliche, I'm sorry.
Mm-hmm.
We that to me, that's just a word that we all throw out there
Mm-hmm.
just because it sounds good.
Mm-hmm.
But that does not mean that you're truly taking accountability for your actions.
Mm-hmm.
I'm big on respect.
Mm.
So when you think about something that you respect,
Yeah.
yeah, you can say you sorry. I get that. But where's the actions? Because
Mm.
your actions are going to speak way louder than words.
Yeah.
So, you know what? We teach our kids when they're young. Say I'm sorry. Say I'm sorry. No, we need to be teaching them, and I've been guilty of this as well. We need to teach them, don't say you sorry, change it.
Show you sorry.
show
Show it.
you sorry. So
Yeah.
as my kids started getting older, I had to start teaching them that. And that's the same thing in a relationship. I will tell my boyfriend in a minute, okay, because we're gonna have our little spats and things that we go through. Every relationship does, but don't tell me you sorry and you ain't coming with changes.
Yeah. Show me.
Because that's it. Because then at that point, it's a waste of breath. Don't waste your breath on me because I'm not gonna waste my breath on you.
That's true. I like that you said don't waste my breath because to me, um, relationships are at their best when you know you're good during a complete silence.
That's it.
Like you're completely silent, but you know everything good because if I say
Hmm.
something, I can trust that what you're saying is accurate and it's who you really are.
Hmm.
It's crazy,
And that's a
man.
big thing. You have to mean what you say and say what you mean.
Hmm.
Um, it's a lot of us, especially in relationships, we come from trauma. Let's talk about what it is. We come from trauma. And some of that trauma can mean as simple as this. Somebody has told us something that they haven't fulfilled what they said they were going to do.
Hmm. I'm gonna
They
talk about
haven't
that.
fulfilled. So, you know, it's even like when I got into the relationship with my boyfriend. I
Mhm.
have tried to keep, if I say I'm gonna do something, I'm gonna do it
Yeah.
because I believe we all have trauma.
Hmm.
Nine times out of 10, we have trauma of people telling us they're gonna do things. I don't care if it's the last breath of me. I try to make sure I accomplish it, whether it's financially, whether it's mentally, whether it's physically. Even if I feel like I can't do it, I still try to accomplish it because me saying, oh, well, you know what? I can just give an example. He can say, well, I need you to cook Monday through Friday. Not that he says this, but he can say, I need you to cook balls. But he can say, I need you to cook Monday through Friday. And I agree to that, but then I don't do it. Well, how many
That's a
times is
lie.
he really gonna hear? How many times is he gonna hear I'm sorry?
Yeah.
No, don't set yourself up for something that you know you can't accomplish.
Or retract what you said and say, I can't do that, baby. I do it Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday, or whenever I'm capable of, so you can retract your statement so you can have honesty back in your relationship. But I
That's
got
it.
I gotta stop you for a second. I'm gonna ask you a question because I just read this in this book and I don't know if it's true. And I've been promoting this book a lot lately. It's a
Uh
black woman named Dr. Joy DeGruy. And
oh.
do you think, because you have children,
Mm-hmm.
have mothers and grandmothers and great grandparents. Did you know your great grandmother or great grandfather or something like that? How far did it go back that you was alive, that your parents was alive that you knew?
I knew my great grandmother,
Okay.
my maternal great grandmother. Hmm.
I only made it to my grandmother. That's as far as back as it go. And you met my grandmother, Fanny and May. So
We know Fanny. We
so
know Fanny.
my question to you, do you think trauma is transferable?
Oh, absolutely. Because let's face the facts. People only can do what they've been taught. If they've never been taught, how can they do it?
Okay.
So, um, one thing I was big on is trying to break generational curses because you can see certain patterns. If you truly stop and look at yourself, you can see certain patterns yourself because it'll hit you one day out of the blue. Dog, my mama used to do this. Dog,
Yeah.
my daddy used to do this. My
My
granny
grand
used to do this. And it just hits you. I can remember sitting at the table because I do a lot of inspirational women things where it doesn't matter the race, it's just women.
mm-hmm.
And I'll do like different breakfast teas or dinners or just us women and we get together and you know, I found like a lot of my women friends, they talked about, when their kid does something wrong, how they quick to yell at them. And they started seeing their mothers in them.
Yeah.
And
And
they
they're
had to say, yeah, and they had to say, oh my goodness, I can't even believe I'm sounding like my mother. We all praise that. We used to praise that, like, oh, you know what? She sounded like her mother.
yeah,
Or he sounded like his daddy.
yeah.
Yeah, that can be
She
good to
get it
a
from her
degree.
mama.
Right. That's only good to a degree.
Mhm.
because we have to stop and think about how far did our parents really get in life?
Yeah. And that comes with being accountable. And you know what? Once you realize that, if you move forward and continue to do the things that your family, the trauma that you inherited from your family, then you're at fault. But
That's
if
it.
you don't realize that, and you're doing things, it never was your fault, your actions, because you inherited from your family members. And I read that in this, the post-traumatic slave syndrome. It
Now
says
I
that
can agree with that to a degree because at
that's
some
why I
point
said
in
I didn't
time,
know until I didn't know till you told me that.
yeah, I agree that family traumas can be spread, but at some point in time in your life too, you have to stop and really look at yourself, and that's a daily thing. So if MJ wants to be the best version of her, she's got
Mm,
to stop and look at the things that she's doing that may not be right.
yeah, yeah,
And even when I look at, raising boys is a little bit different, but I can speak in on raising a daughter as well. It's certain things that I've seen in myself at her age that I never wanted her to experience. I
hmm,
never wanted her to go through, and I had to come to her in a totally different way than I was raised or than I was taught.
mm,
So, in order for her to be the best young woman that she can be, I had to see certain traumas or
yeah,
certain things that maybe my parents didn't pass to me. It's not saying that they
mm,
were bad parents. Maybe they only did what they thought that was right at that time,
hmm,
but things change.
yeah. Things evolve, things change, and you have to present things to children different. Now, do your kids
Mhm.
think you're old, or do they think you're a cool
Just depends on what it is. But I can say,
mom?
it's funny because I was talking to my oldest son the other day, and I think I was having like a gathering or something. Because when I do have gatherings, I invite adults. I invite my kids too, because I want my kids to be there with me to see that it's okay to evolve around your parents. They need to see how I operate, not just as a mother, but just as a human.
Yeah,
And we were sitting somewhere and we were having I was having a little gathering, and my oldest son said to me, "You know what, Mom?" I said, "What?" He said, "You remember when you used to say, 'I ain't your little friend?'"
yeah,
He said, "Well, what am I now?" I'll be like, "You're my friend." Because I want my kids to be my best friend with respect.
yeah.
I want
Respect
my
you
kids,
as who you are,
yeah,
your position. Respect you as a mother.
yes.
Respect. Yeah, that's great. That's
But I
great.
want them to be, but I want to be their best friend, because when they go through things in life, I want them to be able to come to me, and for me to try to either point them in the right direction or give them the best advice that I can give them that's going to help them.
That's what's up. That's what's up. That's what's up. I
So,
appreciate this knowledge. You putting me up on game, man. But I'm learning. I'm learning
yeah.
right now. That's what I like to
Mhm.
do. I like to listen to people who have had different experiences from me than me, and have been through things, and they have walked through things and grew through things.
That's it. It's life is all about growing. If you
Yeah,
ain't growing, you ain't evolving. And if you ain't evolving, I'm sorry, I can't even deal with
that's a
you.
fact. Now let's play the last clip. I don't know if it's the last clip. We got two more, but I want to
Go
keep it
for it.
down to an hour. I don't want the pod to be more than an hour. So we played the accountability clip from Dr. What's her name again? Cheyenne Bryant. Now we're
Cheyenne
gonna
Bryant.
play the clip. You are not God.
You being who you are, you attract a certain type of man. Me being who I am, I can take anybody and transform them into who I want them to be. A woman cannot do
That's
that
not true.
in most
That's
cases.
not true.
Okay, she's not willing
No, I'm
to do
saying
that.
that no man can take a woman and transform her into what he wants her to be. She came in and is willing to allow you to tell her what you want and sure submit to those. You're
Yes.
not God, and you're not the potter maker. So your hands ain't on no pot, sweetie, taking a woman and conforming. You just don't have that power. You probably would like to, but you don't have that power. You can take her, like I just said before, with the womanizer and the guy who, me being in your studio, and say, baby, these are the qualifications, and she chooses, which is her free will to never be yours, to hit them points or not. And when she chooses to hit them points, you then choose to keep her or you choose to shake her. Because you can never take water, you can never take water, baby, and make this 7-Up. You can pour it out and fill it back up, but this will never turn to what you wanted. You're not Jesus. You ain't turning water to wine. That's not how it happens. Now, you can't take a woman and make her what you want. You can tell her what you want, and I'm going to give her power back, and she'll choose to be that. But you don't get the power of saying you made her that, whether an entrepreneur or a mother or a wife. She chooses to let you do that by telling you, I'll submit to those orders. There's a difference. Now, with the man, a high-valued woman can do the same thing with the man. Baby, you want to be here? This is the qualifications. This is what I need, the prerequisites. He can say yes or he can say no. Either way. But if he chooses to do that, then that's his choice, and she got what she wanted. It's all about conduciveness. Is it conducive or not?
Right.
However, we don't potter nobody. And that's where the disconnect comes in at, with people who are high valued but low functioning.
But I don't want
Hold on, high value but low functioning. The high value, low functioning, I'm gonna say it again, y'all stick with me. High value, low functioning thinks the high value can attract the low functioning, and the low functioning and that high value person thinks they can potter the low functioning and mold them to be what they want. It don't work like that at all. That person still chooses to become what you're telling them you want them to be. That's still their power, and they can take it back when they want.
Sharon Jackson Podcast.
Got
That
excited.
is so true, because you will meet so many people that have money, because that's really what it is. It's because what he's saying to me is that his money can control. His money is only controlling because that woman chooses to want that money.
Yeah, she's
That's
allowing.
it. She's allowing it. Why do you think people stay in these relationships and they be so unhappy? Because guess what? In his case, it's because of the money.
Yeah, they don't
That's
really
it.
like the person.
They don't even like the person. It's all because of what he can provide. You will hear so many women who will allow their men to go out here and do whatever they want to do. Why? Because he's providing. And I can just sit here and not do nothing. Well, guess what? As soon as she finds the next high valued person, you're no longer high value and you can't offer her anything else.
Because everybody's value is different. Everybody
It's different.
value different things. It ain't just necessarily money that people value. But I got a tough question for you. Keep your thoughts in your mind though, because I want you. What's more important, like or love?
Like or love? That's a hard one for me. And the reason that I say that it's a hard one for me, and that's something that I'm gonna have to think about, because I'm not
break it
bent
down
on
then.
either one of them. I'm
gonna
not
break it
bent
down.
on either one of them. I'm not bent. I ain't bent on either one of that like and that love stuff, because this is my thing. I have to have someone that can respect me and I respect them. I can love you all day long and beat your tail,
Yeah,
because that may be my love language. I can love you all day long and cheat on you, because that's what I've known.
love. Can you like a person and do that?
You can. But when you have respect for an
Oh,
individual,
okay, I like
I
this.
ain't gonna put my hands on her because I respect her.
Okay,
I'm not gonna cheat on her because I respect what we have going on. You don't hear people saying, I'm not gonna cheat on her because I love her. No, you hear people
okay.
saying, I'm gonna do this person right because of the respect.
Hold on one second.
People got that. Love comes. You will hear if you really stop and talk to a lot of older people. That's why I don't get off on that love stuff that people be sitting up here hollering and posting. Oh, I just love, I just love, I just love. Because guess what? It's gonna come to a time and day that that man or that woman is gonna piss you off, and let's see how
That
much you
love gone out
love
the
them.
window.
Guess what? That love is not there, but that respect can be there. Now, I'm not saying that you're not going to be in love with people and things of that nature, because you will be. That's a
Hmm.
part of life.
Yeah,
But that respect is going to take it
to the
to
next
that
level.
level.
It's gonna go
Yes,
to the next level. You gotta
that's
respect me.
it.
'Cause you start to disrespect me, then it's over instantly.
That's it. That's it.
Yeah.
That's
Now, now,
it.
now I got something else. I'm gonna further the discussion because you used the word respect. But I'm gonna go back and talk about why I asked you the question about like and love. Now, I think that liking a person is more important than love for me because I have to like you to even want to be in your presence.
Now, I can understand that.
That's
I
why
can
the money.
understand that.
I think dudes are lame who be throwing money out there just so a woman can entertain them,
Hmm.
or so they can entertain a woman. They need the money. I gotta.
Hmm.
I can't pay for things because I can't get them without paying for it. I need to like you first. It's for me to be in your presence, for me to soften my heart, to let you in my presence, because I like me. I like doing
Hmm.
the things I like to do. I like reading books, having a glass of wine, spending time with family, friends, and creating, writing music and raps and all of that old type of stuff. I like me. So for me to allow you in my presence, I have to like you before I give you the chance to be able to love you. Now,
That's true. That is true. Because
yeah,
you might not like nothing about that person once you really truly get to know a person.
you like, I don't even, man, I don't even
I
like this
don't even
person.
like this person. I don't even like how you look, you know. But that's true. That's true.
Now, what's more important, loyalty or respect?
Mm, they kind of go hand in hand, really.
You have to be. I don't know. You
They
have
kind
which.
of go hand in hand. But if I had to choose, I would probably say, mm, still going, but you know what? I'm still going to rock with respect, because when you respect something, you loyal. So it's like, what are you classifying as loyal? Because everybody's loyalty is different, and that's something that I'm learning in
Mhm.
life. The way that these words are being played, they're not the old school meaning of these words these days, because
Yeah,
everybody's vision or everybody's way of thinking is so different.
it changes. Yeah.
So it's like, what I know respect means is that, yo, you don't cross me in no kind of form of fashion.
Hmm.
So that ties into loyalty.
Hmm.
But some people like to pick and choose. So I still would have to say respect.
Respect. That's
Because if
true.
you respect me, you're going to be loyal to me.
And that goes back to what I was saying about how you empower your woman with looking out for her best interests. That's respect. I respect you if all I'm doing is looking out for your best interest. I
That's
res-
it.
I
That's
appreciate that,
it.
man. I appreciate this conversation. Um, I want to play the last clip before we do go, though. I want to read it because you
Okay.
posted on social media, and
Okay.
I just want to read it, and we can talk about the comments or whatever, or how people reacted to it, or your perspective of the Lisa Ray post.
Mm, mm,
But
mm, mm.
I was highly entertained looking at your comment section, and you said that. Well, she said,
Like,
actress Lisa Ray says she won't date a man who can't cover all her expenses, not even the light bill. That kind of confused me, though. Not even the light bill part.
it, it confused me to a degree. And my question is, it's as simple as this. What are you looking for? Are you
Hmm.
looking for financial, or are you looking for respect and love?
Hmm.
Because if you're looking for someone who who you can build with, it doesn't mean that they're always going to be on your same level.
Yeah.
And
That goes back to that
sometimes
balance.
it's a balance. And I've had to learn and be able to see, even in a lot of my relationships, I've made well over six figures.
Mm.
And that guy may only made 80.
Yeah.
But together, we're looking at over 200 and some thousand in a year. Dang
Mm-hmm.
on near 300,000. So it's truly, what are you looking for? Because men could be the same way.
Mm-hmm.
But
But
once
men don't be now. That's
but
that's
they
another
don't. But
conversation.
they don't. And you know what? I talk to a lot of men too, and a lot of men will say they don't care necessarily about what a woman will bring to the table, so to speak. They'll go date a girl from McDonald's as long as she can respect and love him. He don't care about what you bring into the table. So
Yeah.
us as women, why aren't we looking for the same things when it comes to a man? Now, I'm not saying that, oh, if you this high value, I don't like to use that word loosely, high value woman, that you should go look for somebody working at Burger King.
Mm-hmm.
No, but it doesn't mean that that man may be everything that you want in a man. He's respectful, he's loyal, he handles his business. He may not be there. It's a lot of us women, especially in the Black community, who bring our men up. Let
Yeah.
me take that
True.
back. Let me take that back.
Okay.
I'm going to
It's
say
true.
it is, but we as Black women, we like to put down more so of the Black men. That's why a lot of these other races thrive.
Mm-hmm. Ooh, because they uplifting regardless, so we can
They
win
up
as a unit.
and you that's it. And you know what? You will find in a lot of other races where I can use white men, for instance. I'll just put that out there. They ain't got two nickels to their name to make 10 cents, but they have a dream. They have a vision.
Mm-hmm. And
And
Rebecca will come in there and help him.
and will
Help,
stand beside it. Woo, what you said. But you know what? We as women be like, no, he better have this. No, he better have that. No, well, that might be
yeah,
why you're still single. That might be why you can't find that man. Now, I'm not saying that, oh, you can't have standards, because I believe we all should have standards. But what are you looking for?
yeah,
And that goes down to it. Because what if one of you two are working and somebody loses their job and the woman has to step up? Then what? Well, what if he was the man that was paying all these bills and doing all these things, but he loses his job in the midst of this whole relationship or marriage? You gonna leave the dude because he lost his job, or
you
are you
can't do
gonna
that.
stand by his side? I mean, you can, but that just shows your character as an individual. Or are
Yeah,
you going to pick him up, lift him up, and say, you know what, I get it? Because if you're looking at our Black community, a lot of them don't have goals. A lot of our Black men don't have goals. They don't have a vision. And if they do have a vision, they've been so tore down from everybody else discrediting their vision that they may not know where to pick up and go from it. But I've also seen where Black women have taken on that man, and that man has flourished
yeah,
more beyond. And then guess what? Every Nequa, Shaniqua, and Tiffany, and whomever else wants them. Well,
yeah.
you couldn't see nothing past what
He
you
might
saw right
he
there.
might have had a vision, but he needed somebody to believe in it.
That's
And then
it.
he met that woman, and she believed in it. She believed in him, and he evolved.
That's
Mm,
it. I know on my post, somebody put like, it's okay to have standards. That just means her limitations of men is going to be slim. Well, that's absolutely true. I'm not knocking her limitations, but if I don't know how old Lisa Ray is, maybe what, 50,
mid
maybe?
50s, mid
I
50s.
mean, your time is ticking. Let's
Yeah,
face the fact. Because then you had a lot of men say, well, yeah, she's a pretty woman. She is. We ain't going to take that from her. But why sit up here and pay all these things for her when they can go get the same thing that's 20 years younger?
I hate to say this, but I gotta say it. As black women, when you have super high standards, you limit yourself because when you say he has to be 6 foot and make six figures, that's 1% of black men.
Well, you know what? It's just like I was telling, this was like a month or two ago. I was talking to my boyfriend and I said, you know, because he is a six-figure man as well. And I was telling him, you fit in that little percentile. He could not believe. I told him, look it up of how many black men who even make over like 70 grand.
That's true.
The
If you
average the average male, black male, is not making no more than 70, 80,000.
make 60, the average black man makes $60,000 a year, and he's 5'7". So
I mean, so if you want to say, oh, he's got to be this way, he's got to be that way, he's got to be this way, well, then that's all fine and dandy. I'm not knocking anybody that calls it standards or whatever they say. Just know that, guess what? If you even look here in Atlanta, you have 20 females or 30 females pretty much to one guy. So what you getting? What you
you got
getting?
you got 20 females to one guy, and then you have think about the one guy that's 6 foot that makes $150,000 a year.
That's
It's
my whole
one
point.
to every 600 women in comparison to him. So it's kind of hard, and I think people need to lower their limitations and not look at financial height, sex. If he got this or that, he's super. Uh, I don't know. It's just that people need to find happiness and be happy with what they do have and what they're capable of.
I mean, I look at it like this. I'm not knocking you if that's the standards that you want to have, but you have to understand what comes with those standards. And that's what a lot of people are not ready to face in reality is that, yo, okay, you want to have these standards. And I'm just going from the woman standpoint. You may be single forever. And if you okay with that, or you okay for skipping the guy until you can figure it out, then hey, do what you do. But you're gonna find it very difficult because it's not there. And I can honestly say I used to be one of those people when I started getting on my little kick, my little financial kick. I was like, hold on, I ain't doing that. I ain't doing
Yeah.
this. Who about to dude? I'm living in a 5 bedroom home,
Hmm.
four baths, two car. Who doing that? Who doing that? No, please, I'm not doing that
Ah,
until it's like, yo, it was a reality check. It was a reality check. Like, yo, MJ, these dudes out here ain't thriving like that. And if you have sons and they're black, you're gonna see it quicker
and
than
we're
most.
being hindered not by women. We're being hindered by the status quo of America.
Mhm.
Like as men, black men, we're being hindered by it. Like we're the target. They don't
Yeah,
want masculine men in the country no more. Most of, and then you got to deal with men being feminine nowadays. We got to get off her. We got to get off her, Mom.
I'm about to say we can go on and on about these topics because
Let me end the
listen,
show. We're gonna continue the conversation in the back room. I appreciate you. Let me end the show and thank you. We got to do it again and we got to talk about your podcast. But don't go nowhere. We're going in the back room.
MJ, let's talk.
MJ, let's talk. Let's get to it. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Teach